Welcome back. I'm Sammy Chimona Hihi Alyubi from the Eagle One Development Team. And today we're going to take our beautiful little canal and we're going to add a little bit of destruction to this. Now, I've already have these walls here. And so there's many ways that I can go ahead and try to make this work out. First thing, though, you'll notice is that this is actually having a little bit of Z fighting. So I'm going to actually move this 8 units over to the right. I'm going to select this wall, hold down Shift, and then press the right arrow, and then now we can go ahead and have a little bit of breathing room for these catwalks. And it actually helps us as well because it gives us an 8 unit gap between the inner and outer wall, which is usually what we typically want. This is going to allow us to now select both of these, and you're going to notice that I want to punch a hole, I think, right here. I want to make a hole. I want it to look like something, maybe a missile blew it up. So the way I'm going to do that is with the wall already here, I'm going to select these two, and I'm just going to isolate them. So press Control H. I don't want anything else right now. So with these two walls selected, I'm going to go ahead and cut out what I think is a nice frame for this. I'm going to press Shift X, and I'm going to make sure that I have this selected so it keeps both of them. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it up. Now I'm going to cut it up on the outside. And notice when I create this cut, it's also going to show me on the inside where that cut is going to go. So let me go, I'm going to create a cut right there. So press Shift X. Let me create another cut over here and just try to even it out. Shift X. Let's create a third cut right here. Okay, that's good. Shift X. And then down here as well. Let's go ahead and select that and Shift X. Okay, so this is going to be my way. I've created our quads that are here. Let me go ahead and unhide that. And in doing so, if I really want to make sure that I'm keeping everything in line, I should separate this, Alt N, and then if I really want, I can just delete these extra vertices that I've actually created. So, if you really want to be better about how you not create N-gons, I probably should have extracted that face first, but that's fine. Go ahead, delete that, unhide it, okay, and it'll be nice later because I will need to get those deleted. Okay, on this inside though, everything is nice and easy. I'm going to select both of these faces from the inside and out, okay, as we've already created this wall, and I'm going to press delete. Okay, and I've deleted it. I'm going to select both of these on the inside. Okay, double click the edges, press B. It's going to bridge it, and this is also a quick way to make a window. And so for a lot of people, making a window is going to be this exact process, but now we want to add some destruction. So go to our models. Let's add a destroy, or actually no, broken, believe it or not. It's really what we want to look for. And over here, I like this one, this frame. There's a bunch of frames here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this one, and then we can just resize it. Okay, so this is our concrete broken. You just press Shift S. Let me resize it and then hit escape and boom. Okay, now we have some destruction. And if I really want, I should, choose a better blend around here. I could choose a different material. This is definitely not the best material, but it gives you an idea of exactly how we create this. What you really should do is if you want to create some interesting cuts. Okay, so let's say I don't want to make it this square. I want it to make something that looks a little bit more organic. What I don't want to see so much of is this. And a lot of people, if you want to add some really interesting holes to your wall, okay, doing this, I mean, it'll work, but you do end up with a pretty fun N-gon. This is 15 edges, and then when you delete it, now I'm going to have trouble subdividing, because look what happens. If I try to subdivide this, does that work? No, it doesn't. Okay, and so for people who don't understand why N-gons are a bad thing, this is why it's a bad thing. So let me go ahead and undo that, because I do want to eventually subdivide this later, because I do want to blend it and I do want it to make it look natural. So if I do want to come up with some crazy design, okay, let's kind of go through the same process. I'm going to just isolate these two faces. I'm going to press Alt N. Let's extract this first, so that way we don't have it interfering with the other polygons. Or sorry, we don't want polygons, but the other faces, so they don't make N-gons. Shift X. Now let's be creative. I can create some creative destruction. If I want to go ahead, let's say that it goes in this direction here, and then press Shift X again. Let's go in this direction. So what you should be doing is I'm going to use the clipping tool to create some interesting shapes. Okay, and then you can come back and then let me just select all of these. I go from this side, Then you can come back and start to mend it together. But this way you reduce how many N-gons are built. Okay? And you've given yourself a scaffold of things to choose from. Okay, so I think I've made my point. I'm just going to come through and now I'm just going to start to piece it together. So I want to go ahead and let's delete, let's have some kind of hole that looks like this. There we go. Okay, so this doesn't look quite normal. Okay, and on this side, same thing. Notice it gives me that outline. I can just go through, select the same exact ones that I would need on this side. And if they don't match up, that's fine. We can just go ahead here, press Shift X. Let's make that cut down here. Okay, notice up here that wall's a little different, so press Shift X, make that cut. Let's deselect those faces. And these are the only faces that are going to be affected. Good. Let's delete them. Okay, unhide. Okay, now go ahead and double click these. Okay, and it's going to allow you to have a much better time with this. Okay, now, of course, this chooses to not cooperate. The easiest thing I can do, press T, hold Shift, okay, and extrude it out. And now I've gone ahead and I've created something that is not full of N-gons. Okay, this one here technically is an N-gon, so I'd have to cut that up. But for the most part, I've created something that's going to be a lot easier to work with. Okay, and you can spend more time with this. If you really want to add more destruction, okay, you can go back to your destruction models. So I'd say open your floating window, asset browser, hit models, and then type in broken. And if I want to add these pieces right here, I can go ahead. I can add this. You can start to make things work a little bit more once you have these angles. So I just move this over here, that direction. There we go. And then I can move this piece. You can have some more fun with this. It definitely allows you to customize it and have some destruction that's a little bit more organic. So it doesn't always have to be a hole in the wall, but you do want to make sure you try your best to keep things as N-gon free as possible. All right, so like I said, have some fun, play with this, try to limit how much Z fighting happens, but ultimately, your tool to be able to create all of these shapes is something that you can use by selecting both sides of the faces and making some massive cuts with the clipping tool. Try, like I said, to avoid doing this when it comes to adding destructive walls. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll see you guys on our next crash course.